Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I manage my Saturday Morning War Tunes campaign on D&D Beyond. So here we are on D&D Beyond. The first thing I'm going to do is go to my campaign from collections, go to my campaigns, and there we are. Saturday Morning War Tunes is the only campaign I'm running right now, so it's pretty easy to find. So I'll just go ahead and view campaign. Now, the first thing here, I have the campaign set up for Tristan. It's just he and I, so there's not a lot of things that I need to keep track of other than characters, encounters, magic items, things like that. So down here, you can see I have my DM notes in private, so I can go and check out those notes if I want to. You can see how I edit them. So here I have the private notes. In here is where I put in my encounters. Now I haven't built my encounter for this upcoming episode yet, but you can see in past encounters, I put in here session 1, I have the cultists. So I have a link there, you can see. Each of them is in blue, so I made the link. I did not do it for these ones down below, however, for encounter 3. I haven't input those yet. In fact, it was just an encounter that I made up on the spot. If you check out my DM review video, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But I'll show you how to create a link for a monster that you want to have in your encounter here. I want to take a look at a cultist. So I'll go ahead and type it in there. And once I've found the monster, I'm just going to copy and paste the URL that's listed up above. Now, I don't think you can see the URL. I don't have it on my screen there. But I will show you exactly what the URL is when I come in here. So I'll just highlight cultist. I'm going to insert the link. All I'm going to do is paste the URL for that cultist. I want it to open in a new window. It doesn't always work when I do this in D&D Beyond, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. So I just go ahead and put in my cultist. It turns blue, so there is my link. So now I've got my 3 links there set up for my combat encounter. And I'll just come back down to the bottom and save. And I have my, boom, opens up in a new window just like I wanted to. I can go back. Open it up in a new window. So now I can just jump between tabs here and I have easy access to both of my monsters that I'm doing. That's just using monsters. You can literally do this with anything. Another thing I can do here is, for example, in the public notes, I want to give Tristan access to this. If maybe he's not looking directly at his character sheet for whatever reason, I can say, well, I gave him a magic item, the bracers of Bahamut. And I'll here go to my collections, my homebrew creations, and bracers of Bahamut are right there. So I'll click on that, open up its page. I'm going to copy the link to that, and I'm going to insert another link. And we'll open that in a new window as well. And there I have the bracers of Bahamut, and that's in the public notes, so my players, Tristan, will be able to just quickly click on that link and takes him right to the page. I can also keep notes on NPCs. As you see in Encounter 2, I had his friend, Gillen, who he ended up doing battle with. It is basically based off the Warlord, but I ended up editing the Warlord stat block enough. You can see here it's not going to really save because it's just basically a Warlord with a few other tweaks here and there. But that's another one I gave quick access to, and I'm actually going to edit these notes just a little bit. You'll see here what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and put important NPCs. So I'm going to first put in Gillen. The reason I want to do this is because I am going to need to come back to this PC in the not too distant future. So I'm going to put in the URL, open in a new window, and hit OK. And so that way I know I have my important NPCs and I'll just keep those separated. I might even move it to the top of the notes here so that I always remember it. I'm going to bold it, underline it. There it is, Gillen. And I can even put in a little note here. Human male, close friend, was on the astral ship. So I know right away at a glance that Gillen was a friend on the astral ship that helped to go in the portal and attempt to fight Tiamat, which is something that happened in this campaign. So that's just a quick idea of using the notes to create links and keep important details in the story there. I obviously have a lot to add, which I'm not going to share with you here because there's other things I want to put in, which are going to come up in future episodes of Saturday Morning Wartoons. But this is just a quick look at how I use the private notes and public notes to manage my campaign. So another way you can manage these NPCs and characters in your notes is to add tags to them. So this one, for example, the cultist, I want to add the code monster. And I'll show you what this does once I'm done. So by adding in these code tags, I'll just use the cultist for now. When I go down, I don't need a link to do it. He turns up red, and it comes out with just the basic things that I need to. If I do click it, it'll open up. The only problem with this is it opens up in the same page that you were using, so if we want to manage multiples, you have to go back every time and do it. You could always go and open in a new tab on your browser, but that just adds one extra step. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's another way to feature adding in these links to manage your encounters a little bit easier. We'll also be coming up with an encounter builder tutorial in the coming days. So that's a quick look at how I use the campaign notes to manage my D&D Beyond campaign. There are lots of other things that we're going to go over in the near future, including making NPCs, making magic items, doing all kinds of different homebrew things on D&D Beyond. And I'll even be giving more tips and tricks along the way as we air more episodes of Saturday Morning Wartoons. So check those out as well. It'll be every Saturday. Should be around 11 o'clock a.m. on Pacific time. It'll be 9 o'clock a.m. every day right here in Hawaii time. So thank you guys for checking it out. And as always, have fun and learn lots.